Hello. It is Sunday. TJ's at work. I'm gonna go to Lake Wissota today. I'm gonna go for a nice long hike. Before I go, I'm eating leftover pork ribs that he made a couple days ago. I heated them up in the microwave. They're so good. They taste so delicious. Hello. It is July 5th. I already recorded a little bit today, so I think I said it already, but I am going to Lake Wissota. I finally just got everything packed and everything. I'm bringing a couple of my chairs. Well, we have the chairs from last night in the back, so I'm just bringing those, and then I've got some snacks. I'm bringing a bag of Cheez-Its, a banana, a mini can of olives, because I love olives, and then I've got flavored sparkling water, and I've got an energy drink, and then if I need to, I can fill this up with regular water, but sparkling water does hydrate just as well as regular water, so I won't die of thirst. I will be fine. I just don't have... Now that I think about it, I could have grabbed one of my regular water bottles and filled that up. And I'm like, should I go upstairs and do that quick? I think I'll be fine though. They have water fountains and stuff all over. I can just fill my water bottle. I'll be good. But, alright, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to Lake Wissota. I'm going to really enjoy myself today. I've gone all out. Oh, I just need to make sure I have sunscreen in the back. So I guess I'm going to have to check and make sure I've got sunscreen. So, I am really upset right now because I just drove 30 minutes and I was sort of like, what the heck? And it brought me over here, but it took me to the complete wrong area. And so now I have to drive another 20 minutes just to fucking get around. Like, what the fuck? Lake Wissota Beach. That's still not Lake Wissota Camping Ground. Like, still not as far, but what the fuck? It took me all the way over to, like, the lake houses. And then I literally looked up Lake Wissota State Park, and that's what I clicked on. But there's like two different options in the Google Maps, whatever. And for whatever reason, it told me turn right into the parking lot. And it was someone's like massive house. It wasn't a parking lot. And it wasn't public. So now I have to drive all the way around the fucking lake. I'm like actually so annoyed right now. It's a nice day out at the very least. But Jesus.
Take your next left onto Bay Road. Turn left onto Bay Road.
Yeah, that's really fucking cool, dude.
Turn left.
It's a little baby, it's multiple baby deer. Look at those tiny little baby deer. There's their mama. I'm at Lake Wissota. I finally made it. I've got my backpack with some snacks, and then I've got my chair in there and some water. So I'm prepared for a nice long hike. And then I brought my swimming stuff, so when I'm all done I can go swimming and cool off. It's really nice out. So, I've done 994 steps today. It hasn't been a very active day, but I'm about to change that. So I'm gonna go down here and just do walking. Agree. I don't know, I don't care. Start. Sure, I don't care about that. So I've got my walking app, and I've got a bottle of water, and then I've got some wine as well, in a Gatorade bottle. But I accidentally broke my elastic, but like it's like kind of nope, me messing with it just made it fall out of my hair. It was like sort of knotted together and keeping my hair together still, but I'll just have to hope that it doesn't go all over the place and that it stays kind of in its form. It's not really windy though, and it's not like super humid, so I think that I'll be alright. But it's a very nice day, like I've said a couple times, but it really is. It is pretty hot, but it's not unbearable. It's like lower 80s, and then the humidity is actually pretty decent today, so it's a pretty bearable day, especially because I'm gonna go swimming later. So I actually hope it doesn't really cool off at all, because this is about the perfect temperature for swimming, but I want to do my hike before I go swimming, so I'm hoping it'll still be warm when I'm done with my hike, but we'll have to see. I got kind of annoyed right off the bat, because as I was like making my way into this trail, there was a family or a group of friends or something. I think they were family, but they were hiking together, and I understand, like, I'm one person and then there are like 5 people, and you know, I take up less space, but at the same time I should not have to like completely get off the path. I should not have to go in like the tall grass and leaves and stuff, and they kind of, I refused to like move. Like I stopped and I stood there, because I could tell as we were making our way towards each other they were not making room for me, and so I just stopped and stood, and they wound up going around me. But I was like, really, like, very, very rude and inconsiderate. But I got to vent about it now, so I feel a little better, and I'm gonna just move on. I am not a people person. I get irritated over little things like that. That is how I am. But I'm not like, I don't really feel like I'm entitled. I treat everybody with like an automatic level of respect, even if I don't like them very much. So I just kind of expect the same thing, I guess. But I'm gonna focus on this now. Stop being such a negative Nancy, Michael. Lake Wissota is nice because it has a really large amount of trail. Like, it has 20 miles of hiking trails, so if you took like every single path and whatever, it would be 20 miles of walking around. And it is pretty flat, but there are some hills and there's some elevation differences, so I think it's really good for cross-country running. Like, this trail right here is really, really good for cross-country running and training. And then it's also very good for like recovery days and taking a recovery hike, just to like spend some time outside and get some steps in, but to take it easy on your body. This trail is very good for that. So I wanted to go to Hoffman Hill originally, but then I saw how hot it was, and I just kind of figured I might as well come over here since I'll be by the water and I can swim if I want to. And Hoffman Hill only has about half the amount of trail that this park has, and since I'm kind of more wanting to take like a really long hike and focus more on the distance than like elevation gain and stuff, I just figured this was the better option today. So here I am. Plus, Hoffman Hill, that area is kind of scary to me to do by myself. I've never done that area by myself, and I think I would prefer to have someone with me just because I am like kind of scared of wild animals, and I just feel better if I have someone with me. But this is a little different. Like, this is a campsite and stuff, so there are other people around. I'm just not like with their party, but it just feels a little bit safer. Well, I am enjoying this so far. My arm is getting tired though, and I kind of want to just enjoy myself, so like, I'll record a little bit. I'm going for a long walk. Like, my goal is 10 miles. Like, actually my goal is 10 miles, so I'll probably record here and there, and it'll still probably wind up being like an hour of random recording, but for right now I'm gonna put my phone down. We just hit 1 mile. I just thought of this too. I did put on SPF 50 sunscreen. I actually don't know how good that is. I think the minimum though is like SPF 20, so I think 50 is probably like in the middle. It's not the strongest, but it's not the weakest. It's all right. That's my educated guess. And then I did put on bug spray, so that'll help with like horse flies and stuff. Hopefully it also helps keep the ticks off of me, because as you can see, I did wear a very light and whatever tank top, and then I wore shorts. However, I did wear proper hiking boots. So I did put on sunscreen and bug spray though, just because I am trying to, you know, protect myself from the elements. This is really pretty right here. I've literally actually never walked over here before because we just haven't ever explored this part of the state park, but it's very nice. I don't know if I want to go this way or if I want to go this way. Honestly, that way will be shaded, so that's kind of like where I'm leaning towards, but then I'm like, that way looks pretty cool too. I don't know. Pokemon. And then my wallet and stuff. And then I got my backpack with all the other stuff in it, like snacks. I even have like toilet paper and stuff, just in case. But I'm enjoying this. I really like prepared myself today, and I feel really good because usually I took the time to like get ready and everything and pack like properly so I could do this, and it's working out really well, and I'm just really enjoying myself for this. I decided to go the prairie way because I've really been wanting to like check out what's over here and see how far it goes. Alright, I am really starting to sweat. You can kind of see it on my head. I think it's because I just went through a patch where there's like absolutely no shade, but I am like, I'm boiling. I just thought this bush was cool. It's just so pretty right now. This is the trail that we just came out of. We just came from that way, and we walked all the way over here. And now I can either go that way or I can go that way, and that way is towards the road, I think. So I think I'm gonna go this way since I'm trying to go for a bit longer. I'm having so much fun. Like, I wish I did this more often. I'm actually going to take Staghorn and I'm going to go this way. It adds an extra 2 miles, or it says that the Staghorn portion is 2 miles, so. Yep, there it is. I finally found a portion that's like completely shaded almost. Nice little break from the sun. Someone, Eva probably, you'll put it in the comments, but what mushroom is this? It looks disgusting. And it's all over because I think this tree died. So I think that's why it's over here, but what kind of fungus is this? It does not look pretty. Another tree that I can show the roots of. I guess it's probably pretty common, but I always find trees that have fallen over. I am at 3 miles now. Pretty good. It's been about an hour and a half, so we're taking our time at half hour a mile, but it's just such a pretty day. How could we not take our time? Frickin' bugs. I couldn't even feel that one because of my sweat. But I've had like the same horsefly frickin' following me. I guess we'll play a game, and how many uprooted trees can I find in one walk? So far we're at 2. I have seen like 1 or 2 smaller ones that were like in the distance, but I'm talking more just like accessible from the trail, easy to spot, and also very large. Like I'm talking about like large trees, not itty bitty trees. I'm a little confused because there is nothing that says that this is private property, but I'm not really sure what the point of it would be if this isn't like but then it's also like wide open, and this would be sort of the way to get to the beach, I think. So I really don't know if you're supposed to go this way or not. Or if I'm supposed to just like turn around. Is there a trail? Oh, there's a trail right here. I'm just gonna play it safe and go this way. I was just thinking, maybe from now on I should like show all of these signs and just take a second so that people can read them if they want to, because I don't really see how it would take away from the video or the walk, but I just have kind of skipped them because I thought it was going to be kind of a lot. But I'm not going to sit here and read them out loud. I don't really care about the signs and stuff. I read them every now and then, but that's just not my thing. But maybe I'll, if you want to, you can pause and read this one, and maybe I'll have some other ones after I had this thought. Like I said, not really my thing. I don't really read those very often, but I know some people like them. Here's another one about raspberries and tag elders and gray dogwood. I don't really see how that would be a bench because it's literally like it's a little tall to be a bench. But anyway, one about birds. Pause to read. Oh, this is cool. I have never seen this, and this is really neat. I've never been on this bridge. But here's another sign, pause to read. That is really pretty. All right, I have officially reached the end of this part of the trail. I wasn't really trying. Wait a second. I thought that I was coming out over by the beach, and I'm not sure if I am. I think this might be the boat landing, so I still might have to walk a little bit. But I wasn't really trying to come out by the parking lot at all. But I wasn't really sure how these trails all work and whatever, and I also don't understand maps. Like, my brain just cannot really process them. I understand, you know, you are here, and then like looking, and I kind of understand, but then like actually trying to plan by using a map or whatever, I'm able to figure out, okay, that's the direction I need to keep going, but that's pretty much all I can do. I can't like look at the different intersections and different points and be like, and then as I'm going on the trail, remember that. I'm not wired that way. I'm really sweaty though. It is really hot, and this backpack is not helping because this is probably like an extra 20 to 30 pounds. And it is really hot today, like 80 to 85. So not too bad, but it is, for this area, we do tend to be in like the 80s in summer, but that's hot for us. Like 70s is kind of what at least I prefer. And then for it to be this warm, like it's a little bit hotter than what I would have asked for, but it's bearable, like I keep saying. But I'm literally dripping right now. It's so bad. But yeah, I think I'm not quite at the beach. I'm over where people drop in with their boats and stuff. So I don't know if I should walk that way and then kind of go through the woods, or if I should go this way and I'll probably honestly just go this way, because No, I see a stop sign, so actually that might be the better way to go. I'm just gonna go this way. I found bathrooms. I don't really need bathrooms, but I found them. Not really sure. I think that's the beach area over there. Pretty sure I'm going in the right direction. I actually can't tell though, 100%. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the right way. I'm at 3.3 miles, so that's a pretty good hike so far. The sweat is literally going into my eyes though. Well, I'm not quite where I thought I was, because this is not where I thought I was, but I think I'm getting closer. There's a fishing pier up here. Although I wasn't really trying to get to a dead end. I was trying to keep going to the beach, but... Oh no, okay, I can't keep going. I was a little confused. Oh yes, okay, this is exactly where I wanted to be. And then the beach is right over there. There's the swing set right there. And the beach is just a little bit further than that. So I'm right where I wanted to be. I was genuinely so confused for a second. I was like, am I gonna be able to get back? But then I saw the staircase around the corner and I was like, okay, we're good. I'm getting closer to the beach. TJ just called me to tell me he's on lunch and just to say hi. So that was nice. But I don't really feel like going down there because I'm not really gonna sit or anything, but this is a really pretty spot. It's kind of too bad swimming is prohibited, honestly. This would be a fun place to come and swim. But that's probably the reason why they don't let people do it, is because it would be a problem for some reason. I found swing sets, holy crap. These are my favorite kinds of swings because they have, they're so big, you can go so high on them. And these are really good adult swings. Adults can actually use these swings. They're not too low to the ground that your feet hit. I mean, they're definitely a little low, but there are some where your butt's almost touching the ground. I'm not even gonna check the camera because I can kind of tell it should be all right. As I was swinging, though, have to catch my breath a little bit. But as I was swinging, I kind of thought about when I was in elementary school. And obviously, well, I don't know why I'm saying obviously, but in elementary school, I always went to the swing set. And a lot of my friends that I maintained throughout middle school and high school, they also went to the swing set a lot. And the swings were always a competition. Whoever got there first and claimed their seat, because everyone wanted to be on the swings. So I guess, not really sure where I was going with the whole other part. Everyone wanted to be on the swings. The swings were fun. But I was just kind of thinking I'm 24 and I'm having just as much fun as I did when I was younger. When I was 7, 8, 9. But that's the thing. I never really stopped enjoying the swings. At 15, if I were walking by the park or something and there were absolutely no children, I would go and I would swing and I would have a lot of fun. And it's just something that I've always enjoyed. And I just was kind of thinking, I'm not rich. And when I was growing up as a child, I felt the only way to measure success was by how much money you make and by how many material possessions you have. And I'm getting really warm. It's just a hot day. My glasses are fogging up from my own sweat. But it's partially because I was raised that way. I was raised to appreciate experiences, but at the same time, I think my family was working through their own stuff. So the people who raised me were not perfect. They had their own issues, just like I have my own issues. But as a child, I didn't really understand that. So the mistakes and the faults that my family have and had, I always found them really confusing, and I didn't really accept my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, my aunt, all of these people. I didn't really accept their faults as part of who they are. I always sort of separated that. And it's only been recently that I've been able to see them as complete individuals, where I'm able to understand them, I guess, which I don't think would have been possible when I was a child. Obviously, as a child, you're not capable of that sort of thing. You do not have that capacity. That capacity only grows over time. And so now that I'm old enough and I have that capacity to understand my family members, I do understand them. And I don't really hate my family anymore. There is a period where I was very resentful. And I will admit, I think it's only been recently that I've kind of started to overcome that. But I no longer feel resentful towards my family. I still can work myself up if I start thinking about certain things and just replaying it in my head. I can work myself up and I can make myself feel upset. But at this point in my life, I have to be the one to kind of do that. I have to be thinking about the past, and I kind of have to put myself in that state of mind, because I've been no contact with my family for 2 years plus. So at this point, they haven't had an actual effect on me other than what's happened in the past. Like, the only thing that I have is from the past. And so I have a lot of mixed emotions about it. Like, I miss my family, and I do wish that we could speak. I wish that we could have relationship. Like me, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa is dead. So, but like out of the like meaningful people in my life from when I was a child, you know, those are the people. Like, I have my mom, my grandma, and my aunt, and then I have my younger siblings. And my younger siblings, there was never any resentment towards them. It was sort of just, it really sucks, but it is what it is. Like, I'm the oldest. Mom and grandma and everyone else, like the adults that are watching over you two, are upset with me, and they're painting me as the villain. So I don't really know where to, like, I didn't really know what I was supposed to do. Like, I didn't really know how I was even able to remain in touch with my younger siblings when the rest of my family was making me out to be the bad guy. And so I did explain to them that, like, I was doing what I was doing for a reason. But I mean, with my younger siblings, I just have a lot of regret. Like, they didn't do anything wrong. They were younger than me, so, like, you know, what could they have even really done? It's just that they got caught in the crossfire between the issues I had with my mom and my grandma and, like, the elders in my family, or, like, the people who raised us. They got caught in the crossfire, and that's just the way it, like, it's unfortunate, but, like, I really don't even see how it could have been avoided. My family was very focused on making money, and that is very important. You have to make money, and you have to be able to support yourself. And I understand my biological father is lazy, and he has a lot of trauma from his childhood. Like, just hearing about it, like, my biological father did not have a stable upbringing from the time that he was a baby up until he was a teenager. Like, he was very much, he lived a completely different life than what I lived. And I will give my family, they sheltered me to where I really didn't even understand what it meant to be sheltered the way I was until I was, like, older and able to look back. But just because I was sheltered from the outside world does not mean that, like, they did not do negative things. And behind closed doors, like, there was a lot of psychological warfare, and I would be comfortable to use that term. Like, it was psychological warfare. And my mom, I don't think she meant to do it, but my mom is just not the most stable person, and she never really got help for any of her issues. She was never willing to accept help. She always felt like she was better than that. And so my mom is just, like, a very unhealthy mother to have. I don't really know how else to say it. Like, I had a sheltered upbringing, and I was protected from the rest of the world, but at the same time, my mom was a very toxic mother. And even after she saw the ways that her unhealthy behavior would affect me and my younger siblings, my mom never wanted to change herself or take accountability, even when forgiveness was on the table, and even when everyone was like, we're not, like, me and my siblings and the rest of my family and everyone, like, it was like, we're not upset with you, like, we're not saying you're a bad person, but there are these issues that you have not worked through your entire life, and it is not cute, it's not a joke, it's not funny. Like, you need to work through these issues and quit using them as an excuse for your toxic behavior. And my mom is sort of like a pick-me girl. Like, she's different than the other girls, and she's just not like a girly girl. She just doesn't understand other women. But she's like 45, so it's a little cringy, and she just like never outgrew that. I had to get up and start walking because there was a dude that came and parked really close, and then I just felt uncomfortable. Maybe it was just me, maybe it wasn't, but I just got up and I'm walking. I was trying to just say, though, my family was very much like, money, 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 you have to have a good job, you have to whatever, and then at the same time, they were like, never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. And they were very conflicted on the two overall messages, to the point where I'm like, that's where I was kind of trying to say, like, I understand them now. It always confused me as a kid, like, when they would contradict themselves like that. But I understand now, like, they were wrestling with, like, their own inner conflict. Like, they wanted, like, and that's something where that's not really like a toxic thing. It was more of just like they were dealing with that themselves. But now that I am an adult and I'm doing this, like, you have to give yourself the experiences that you want. And even if you don't have that much money or whatever, like, you can still find enjoyment in life. You can still find things that are fun to do. And, like, I'm privileged. I am pretty privileged. I've never been homeless, like, completely. I've never been quite that far in a situation. But I have gone through quite a bit, and, like, I mean, I have faced some pretty challenging times. TJ and I just were scrambling to pay rent, and we barely were able to pay rent on time. I don't even want to get into that, but I need to really just go to work and, like, do my job, and I need to, like, not lose this job. I need to make this job work, because it is just not worth the financial stress every time I lose my job. And that's something that I need to do better. That I really do. I really do need to grow up And like when I am scheduled to work and when I am whatever, like I need to just do it. I need to put on a poker face with my coworkers. I need to just quit letting negative people get to me. And I do have to, like, that's something I have to change. But like gas, probably about $5 of gas today. Like $5 and like, you know, the water bottle I brought and stuff. Today cost like $10, and I've been doing this for like several hours. Swinging on the swings, like I was actually having a really good time. And that's where I'm just sort of like, you have to make the experiences that you want. You have to find what you're able to do, even if you're poor. Like, even if you have absolutely no money, like, you have to just try and make the best and enjoy your free time. But then also, you know, like I know I work tomorrow. I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. So I just need to enjoy the moment while I have it right now. And then tomorrow I will work. And I need to get better at that. I'm really bad about like, I'll be anxious for like the entire day before I have to go back to work. And I need to quit. I really need to figure out how to stop doing that, because it ruins a day of rest that I am supposed to have. And I am the one that's like sort of ruining it for myself. So by doing stuff like this, but it takes me a long time to like finally convince myself to actually like commit to this sort of thing. But every time I do, it's very good for me. So here's a playground. Since there are absolutely no kids right now, I'm like, whatever. I had to cut through here to get to the parking lot. Well, I'm back where I started. I did about 4 miles, so not quite as long as I want to. So I'm gonna go a little bit further and just turn around and come back. Here's what it looks like now. I brought my chair in the water thinking that it was gonna like be cool. And the water's like actually really warm, so it doesn't even cool you off. So I wound up deciding against swimming because once I actually got up and started like walking into the water, there were so many bugs. Like in the deeper water, there are just so many bugs, and it was so gross. And I think it's just because it's been so hot for the last couple days, but I genuinely was like, that looks disgusting. There's also a lot of algae and muck, so it's just not as clean as it usually is, or clear.